Sauce the boss in the building. Sauce the boss in the building.
Sauce the boss, yo, Sauce the boss, of course. At on. Who else, man? Huh? Sauce the boss, man, of course, Sauce. At on. Who else, man? Huh? Sauce the boss, man, of course, Sauce. At on. Who else, man? Huh? Sauce the boss, man, of course, Sauce. At on. Who else, man? Huh? Sauce the boss, man, of course, Sauce. At on. Who else, man? Huh? Sauce the boss, man, of course, Sauce.
Constantly holding onto a
man?
strange-looking doll, almost like it's a part of a ritual.
Man, of course,
His eyes
Sauce.
turn a ghostly
At
white,
on.
and he
Who
starts to levitate, all while murmuring something low under his breath. Something no one can quite make out. Ever since he started these rituals, things have never been the same in his house. The doll is always near him when the unexplainable begins. It never just sits still. Sometimes it gets dragged across the floor by something unseen. Other times it falls onto him or hits him as if something is trying to get his attention, or maybe warn him. And then there's the mirror. He has this full-length mirror next to him during these sessions, and for some reason it's always involved. People have seen it fall off the wall with force and crash onto the ground, only to suddenly stand upright on its own moments later. No one touches it. There's no explanation. What's even more unnerving is that it's always just him. He's alone, filming these moments, never looking scared, just destined, like he's getting used to it, or like he's not alone anymore. Many viewers believe he might have brought something into his home, something that isn't leaving, something connected to the doll or the mirror, or maybe even him. Is he performing actual rituals that open doors to another realm, or is this just staged? Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, the U.S. healthcare system. It has become very evident these days that the system is flawed, but it isn't by accident. It's built that way. While people struggle to afford medicine, doctor visits, or even basic care, the money flowing through the system isn't going toward fixing any of that. In fact, around 95% of the income made by U.S. healthcare corporations isn't spent on improving it. Instead, it's being pumped into shareholder payout and has been summed up to $2.6 trillion over the past 2 decades. Shockingly, about 70% of that cost is being covered by taxpayers. That's right, your money is helping fuel this system, but instead of improving healthcare for everyone, it's mostly enriching investors. And sure, not every shareholder is a billionaire, but many are middle-class people with retirement plans, mortgages, or student debt. But the system prioritizes profits over patients. And we're all paying for it.
Hey, business owner, tired of wasting hours on scheduling, attendance, and payroll? Connecting's here to simplify all of that for you.
Next, we have another security camera that appears to have captured a strange encounter. 2 men were walking and appeared to be engrossed in conversation as they strolled freely. Suddenly, a beam appears from above, whisking away one of the men in a flash. It reminds me of those scenes from alien abduction movies. His left-behind friend, who noticed this, becomes scared, looks around, and starts to run. But where can he really go if there are aliens abducting with such efficiency and speed? This isn't the end of the encounter, however. After a while, the guy who vanished reappears sitting on the ground. He looks around in confusion, appears scared, and proceeds to stand up and run as well. Could this be one of those alien abduction cases where they took the wrong person and returned him, or could they have done something to him, just like we tag animals and then let him go? If this footage is real, then it's indeed very disturbing. Don't you agree? Our next image, which is a trail cam image, captures a rather strange creature. The owner of the trail cam was pretty shocked to spot this creature. It looks like a deer, but not quite. Its snout is longer, almost like an anteater, but not as long as one. What could we be looking at? A deformed animal? Some paranormal enthusiasts believe that this is a skinwalker. These shape-shifting entities can assume animal forms. The belief is that sometimes these transformations don't go as planned, resulting in creatures that appear deformed or otherworldly. What's your take on this enigmatic trail cam capture? A unique and potentially undiscovered species, or could it indeed be a manifestation of paranormal entities like the elusive skinwalkers? Imagine you go into an abandoned tunnel with a group of friends to explore, only to come face to face with this hideous creature, some kind of dragon-like monster of some sort. Well, stop imagining. The uploader of our next video apparently lived it out. In the footage, we see a weird-looking creature going after the one with the camera. The creature's skin looks dark, like an eel's. Its tiny eyes glow from the reflection of the light. It has a crown on its head and two antennas sticking from its sides of its mouth. The creature with tiny legs and a snake-like slither emerges from the darkness, approaching two men. If dragons existed, they may bear some semblance to this creature. In fact, one person in our team believes it's the real deal, but if you ask me, it just looks like a case of very good CGI. Impressive, don't you think so? Well, it seems like we've stumbled upon a digital mystery. In the vast wilderness of the internet, it's not uncommon to come across intriguing footage that leaves us scratching our heads. Take this, for instance, a trail cam recording that appears to capture a creature that's not quite like anything we've seen before. At first glance, it might resemble a monkey, but upon closer inspection, there's something curious about its appearance, and then the aha moment hits. It's all a clever work of CGI. They almost had us there, didn't they? It's a testament to the incredible strides in technology that continue to blur the lines between reality and imagination. In a world where CGI can make the unbelievable look almost believable, it's no wonder that we occasionally find ourselves caught in the web of digital artistry. What are these strange cloud formations? These clouds are making strange formations and moving pretty fast. Possible atmospheric phenomena that could create unusual cloud formations include the presence of certain weather conditions, wind patterns, or even the convergence of air masses. In the case of forming tornado suspicions, it's crucial to note that tornadoes are associated with specific atmospheric conditions, and they typically manifest in severe weather situations. What are your thoughts on this atmospheric mystery? Do you lean towards natural explanation, or does the phenomenon evoke a sense of the unexplained in you? Tell us in the comment section. This security footage was sent in by someone who noticed something rather odd happening in it. A woman appears out of nowhere holding bags. It's the kind of spectacle that prompts us to wonder if ethereal entities are strolling incognito amongst us. You have to wonder where she's coming from and how often she does this. Also, is she the only one, or are there more? These are questions that naturally come up when you see the clip. Of course, it could be a case of edited footage, but it is not being proven if the footage was tampered with or not. Until then, Aaron and I believe this might be the real deal. But what about you? Are there aliens living among us? Do you have first contact? Anyone who is interested in extraterrestrial life would have heard these questions. But are they questions we have answers to? Well, our next clip will suggest so. Take a look. Yeah, you're actually seeing right. Those are alien-looking creatures standing in what looks like a farm area or a barn staring in the direction of the camera. We don't have the history or background of the footage, but it's being paraded on paranormal platforms as being footage of aliens. What do you think? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Our next capture takes us to Oregon, where we have another sighting of the elusive Bigfoot. Take a look. Now, this capture is a bit more convincing, and that's a big, hulky build. This was captured in one woodland area in Oregon. The uploader refuses to share further details, but imagine running into this while exploring the woods. You'd definitely not be fine for a while. Do you think I'm being overly dramatic comparing this with the previous one, or do you think the previous one is more convincing? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Next, there's more mysterious action, but this time it's in a parking lot. Someone notices a strange creature running fast behind a car like it's on a mission. As it rushes, it goes straight for cover under another vehicle. When you take a closer look and slow down the footage, the mysterious being becomes clear. A yellow, small creature with a humanoid body. It clearly looks alien. The creature's purposeful actions, like choosing to hide under another car, hint at a level of intelligence and intentionality not commonly seen in regular wildlife behavior. What's interesting is that the creature seems to know the person is coming, showing a sense of caution or maybe a wish to stay out of sight. Interesting, don't you think? These strange creatures were captured in an abandoned shed in the woods. I know they look alien, but these are barn owls. Barn owls, Tyto alba, as they're also known in science, are medium-sized owls known for their unique appearance and wide distribution. They have a heart-shaped facial disc that helps them hear better. These owls live in various places like grasslands, farms, and open woodlands, and are often found near farms and barns, which is the reason for their names. Now, these barn owls, with their 2 feet firmly planted on the ground, do cut a rather unique figure. From a certain angle, one might even wonder if we've stumbled upon intergalactic species practicing their synchronized standing routine. I'm quite sure a lot of people have mistaken them to be aliens. Confession, I used to be one, but don't judge me, okay? I changed and I grew, and now I know their name. Speaking of creatures with pointed appendages, what do you think is happening with the antlers of this deer? If you've watched any of our previous videos, you would have caught me explaining how deer and other cervidae antlers are formed. I've also explained their shedding and growing process. To make sure you're being very good students, I'm going to ask questions instead of telling you what's going on. So, question number 1. What do you think is happening with the deer? Question number 2. Is this something normal or is the deer sick? Start your answer with the word deer so I know you were responding to this. The best answers get a shout out in our next video. I can't wait to see the kinds of answers you guys come up with. Stepping away from Bigfoot, we have a very disturbing capture. Take a look. What do you think this is? A rake, an alien, or some other type of cryptid? The truth is, it doesn't look like any of these creatures if you ask me. Sure, it's got the white skin and alien physique to go with it, but when you truly think about it, you realize that this creature looks like it came from a different realm or world. Unfortunately, try as we might, we can't match it to any other cryptid we know. What do you think this is? Am I missing something? Have you encountered something like this before? Share your experiences and theories with us in the comments section. Take a look at this image. A female Amothamus spider and a nest of children spotted in Malaysia. Just look at how many babies there are. Amothamus spiders, also known as tarantulas, are notable for their often striking colors and intricate web structures. Female tarantulas are generally larger than males, and they are known to create silk nests or burrows to protect their offspring. Once the spiderlings hatch, they stay close to the mother for a period, just like in the picture, before venturing out on their own. Female tarantulas invest considerable energy into producing a large number of offspring, although not all of them may survive to adulthood. If you walked into a site like this, what would your reaction be? Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a big tarantula after you now, would you? Now let me take you to the mysterious streets of Bosnia, Europe, where a late-night drive turned into an otherworldly encounter. A group of people were cruising through the silent streets, the hum of the engine cutting through the quiet night. Suddenly, they brought the car to a halt. But why? Well, it was because of this. Hundreds of birds standing on the road. No, it's not your usual feathered flock either. These birds seem to have organized a street takeover. No cars in sight, just the road filled with birds leisurely strolling and others standing, fixating their gaze on the approaching vehicle. What were the birds doing there, congregating in the dead of night? And why were they settled on the ground? Is there a reason they chose to abandon the high grounds? If any of you have answers, please share them in the comment section.
Now that I'm talking about this.
In this footage, we are presented with an environment that appears arid and barren, devoid of the lushness typically associated with vibrant ecosystems. Yet as the camera captures the scene, our attention is drawn to a subtle movement in the distance, a dark figure against the stark backdrop.
Going to a school for 2 people? Vincent was with me downstairs. Yo, Vincent, you seen that lady pop in the... You seen her come out the building?
Could this enigmatic figure be none other than the legendary Bigfoot? The individual who captured the footage believes so. Many in the paranormal community share the same sentiments. Some even point out that while it has a human-like gait, it covers more distance in a short time than a human could have, making them believe that it's a Bigfoot. Personally, it's hard for me to put my finger on it, but it looks most probable. The only issue here is that Bigfoot isn't known to show itself in the open like this creature's doing. Could it be a human in a suit, or is this the real deal? Share your thoughts with me. I'd love to hear them. In the heart of the woods, where locals' beliefs intertwine with mystery, we delve into a chilling tale. The video unfolds, revealing 2 bikers relishing a day of camaraderie on their bikes. Yet their day takes a sudden dark turn when they stumble upon a trap set to ensnare them. With quick reflexes, they avert danger, but questions loom. Who would scheme against them in these depths? Is there a malevolent force at play? A part of me feels not. Perhaps someone set the trap to hurt someone and they were just unfortunate, or rather fortunate, to run into it. They might have disarmed the trap at that point in time, but what's to stop the person from trying again and using a thinner and more invisible wire? If you're enjoying this episode and haven't hit the like and subscribe buttons already, this would be a good time to do so. Thank you for doing so, because it means a lot.
That lady that didn't come out the building.
Next, let's journey to Ghana, where we meet Abdul Samed, a man standing at an impressive 9 feet tall. Born in 1994 in the northern region of Ghana, Abdul Samed's towering stature is attributed to the endocrine disorder acromegaly. This condition arises from an excess of growth hormone in the body. Now, ponder with me for a moment. Here's a living giant amidst us, and reports of individuals with extraordinary heights echo from various corners of the globe. Could these individuals be descendants or, in some way, connected to the mythical giants that have captured our curiosity? Or is it really nothing more than just an endocrine disorder as stated earlier? Share your thoughts. Speaking of aliens, let's dive into this intriguing encounter.
He was the last nigga to walk in with the bag.
On the eerie night of September the 22nd, 2004, in the quiet halls of an abandoned office in Rayon, Nuevo Leon, a diligent security guard with a trusty Kodak DX4530 camera embarked on a routine patrol, ensuring that all was calm in the deserted workspace. The guard had no clue that the calm he was enjoying that night was about to be disrupted. As he wandered through the dimly lit corridors, a sudden chill ran down his spine. There, in the pale glow of his flashlight, stood a bug-eyed alien. The extraterrestrial visitor possessed the unmistakable features of popular lore: a huge head, black eyes, and a pale humanoid body. As soon as he managed to take a picture of the creature, it fled, leaving the security shocked with nothing but his picture to show of the encounter. What would you have done in such a situation? As we ponder over whatever creature was out there in the woods, let's take a look at this footage of a creature we all know very well. But for those now joining us, this creature right here is Bigfoot. These paranormal creatures, with features reminiscent of both apes and humans, are said to inhabit the mountains and woodlands. This footage was taken of the said creature on a trail cam. This dark-furred behemoth, standing at a towering 7 feet or more, gracefully ambles across an open field with its head lowered. There have been times when people stage Bigfoot sightings just for fun, be it a person in a costume or CGI. In this case, it looks like a person in a costume. What do you think? Looks like today's footage is just a series of mysteries, because even in our penultimate clip, we have a mystery that we have no answers to. The property owner who just bought the land decided to drive the drone over his land to check it out. Once the drone was airborne, he began scanning the area, and that's when he stumbled upon something truly unusual. In the middle of the woods on the property was an abandoned house. The sight of the house in the middle of nowhere, far away from civilization, creeped him out, and he started asking questions. Guess what? No one knows whose house it is. One thing is for sure, though, it's abandoned and falling apart. Who knows what might have happened there? Personally, this house gives me the creeps from those horror movies about an abandoned house in the middle of the woods. Nothing good ever comes of that. What in the world is this? A woman was seen walking hand in hand with a black-skinned humanoid creature with white eyes, scant hair, and 2 tiny horns perched on its head. This petite creature is more of a supernatural sidekick than a typical 6-year-old. Given the lack of alarm from people in the background, this must be a person in a costume or makeup, perhaps for a planned event, possibly for entertainment, art, or a specific theme. Events like costume parties, theatrical shows, or artistic performances often showcase elaborate and realistic outfits that can generate a mix of fear and fascination because of how lifelike and haunting they present. For a minute, I thought we had to start getting an exorcist. Thankfully, we don't. El Nino is safe. What would you do if you spotted this large spider in your home? This footage was taken from a home in Trinidad and Tobago. Most people say this is a Goliath bird eater, and Julius seems to think it truly is. For those like myself who are unfamiliar with it, the Goliath bird eater is among the world's largest spider species from the rainforests of South America. These spiders are known for their impressive size, with adult females growing their legs up to 30 centimeters. Despite their name, they mostly dine on invertebrates, occasionally capturing small birds, but not making it a regular part of their diet. If this is truly a Goliath bird eater in a Trinidad and Tobago home, it's a bit unusual, as these spiders aren't native to the place. Yet the exotic pet trade has introduced various spider species to places where they wouldn't naturally be found. Do you think spirits like to mess with humans? Because that's the only plausible explanation for our next clip. In fact, take a look. The footage starts off with some odd smoky or mist-like creature forming on the right side of the vehicle. Within some seconds, the mist becomes rather solid and ran across the highway just before the vehicle got there. Bear in mind that this was recorded by the vehicle's dash cam, which means everything happened in basically a few seconds. The appearance of the being is ghostly and ethereal in nature, which leads us back to our question. Do spirits mess with humans? Was this mist messing with him as well? Why did it appear on the right when it clearly wanted to be on the left? Why didn't it wait for them to pay before crossing? Unless it wanted to be seen by them. But why? So many questions and yet no answers. Now, seeing this footage gives me the heebie-jeebies. If you're a pre-90s baby like me and grew up watching movies like Anaconda et al., you'd understand. Movies like that made my generation fear big snakes, but not Gen Z and some members of Gen Y. They enjoyed touching and helping snakes, which is exactly what we see in the footage. Here they are helping the snake cross the street. I guess that's a good thing because it helps preserve these snake species and keep their populations healthy. I can't even tell what species it is whenever I see a big snake. I just see an anaconda. To my snake enthusiasts out there, can you recognize the creature and tell us what exact species it is? Or was I right in calling it an anaconda? This security camera footage captures a peculiar moment as a glowing orb emerges from the woods, floats across the camera lens, and continues its journey into the distance. Unlike a conventional fire, the distinct characteristics of the glowing orb are evident in the footage. Such unexplained phenomena often lead to speculation and varied interpretations. The mystery surrounding glowing orbs has fueled discussions ranging from natural atmospheric occurrences to paranormal and extraterrestrial possibilities. What are your thoughts on this intriguing footage, a natural phenomenon, or perhaps a glimpse into the realm of the unexplained? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Back on the topic of giants, a giant three-fingered hand was found in a Peruvian tunnel. While some believe it could be a hoax, a physician's report states that the hand is biological and composed of skin and bone. X-ray images uncovered 6 bones in each finger, coupled with experts approximating the owner's height to be between 2.7 and 3 meters. This means that the finger does not match any recognized earthly being. So what could we be dealing with? To solve this mystery, radiocarbon and DNA tests will be performed to give a scientific spotlight on this perplexing hand. Until then, we can only speculate. What do you think they'll discover after this test? Alien giants or another species of advanced humans that used to live on Earth? Tell us what you think. Characters like Headless Nick and other headless characters from popular movies have given us a love-hate relationship with headless characters. But what would you do if you ran into one of those characters in person? Well, what you are seeing is an actual headless individual, or at least an individual that looks like one that was captured on a home security camera. Now, the homeowner, of course, was freaking out and decided to upload footage online. Why, you ask? So we this with you. Look at it. What do you think? Real, or is someone just messing with her? For our next clip, we travel back in time to April 2019. What do you see when you look at the footage? There's a creature hiding behind the foliage, hoping it has not been seen. But you and I, alongside the individual who recorded it, can clearly see it. One question remains, however. What creature is that? While many answers may be subjective, I can't help but feel that we're looking at a Bigfoot trying its best to hide in plain sight. I know the video isn't very clear, but if you try very hard, you can see the creature's built in fur. The uploader was very sure it was not dealing with a bear or any other type of ape because they're practically not common or present in the area where he recorded the clip. That leaves only one culprit, Bigfoot. What do you think? A security camera captured this strange encounter on the road. In the clip, a white car drives from the right side to the left and disappears. Did you see it? Take a look at it again. Did you see that? A ghost figure emerges from the left side, approaching the car, but vanishes midway. Now let's entertain the skeptics who might chalk it up to a mere optical illusion or camera artifact, dismissing the possibility of a paranormal encounter. However, some believe that the translucent appearance and purposeful movement seem to defy mere optical illusions. As the ghostly person materializes and dissipates, the footage leads us to contemplate the thin veil that separates the realms of the living and the supernatural. What are your thoughts on this mysterious encounter? A ghostly apparition, an optical illusion, or something else? Take a look at this strange creature. It looks like some sort of bug, but instead of having legs, it uses tentacle-like appendages to propel itself forward. It's not your typical Earth critter, that's for sure. Now, I'm left wondering if we're dealing with some extraterrestrial visitor, or if it's just a species we haven't stumbled upon yet. I want it to be an alien, but who knows? This could actually be some previously unknown animal species. What do you think? Next, we've something we can all recognize. In fact, take a look at the footage. Now, it starts off as very uneventful, but after a few seconds, just around the side mirror of the vehicle, we see some eyes peering out. Now, as if having eyes appear from nowhere when you're sleeping in your vehicle in the woods was not scary enough, when you pay attention to the eyes that appeared, you realize that they're not human at all. In fact, they look like they belong to a wild creature, most likely a canine or wolf creature to be specific. But how's that possible? The angle at which those eyes appear make it evident that they most likely and definitely belong to a humanoid. But wolves aren't humanoids now, are they? So what exactly are we dealing with here? If you've been on this channel for a while, then I'm pretty sure you should have an intelligent guess by now. My team and I believe we could be dealing with the legendary Dogman. The individual filming adds that there's actually more than one Dogman creature and states that the howls we hear in the background are from the others. The vehicle shakes a bit, and our guess is that the creatures are responsible for it. The man lived through, so we can confidently state that he makes it out alive. But what do you think of the whole thing? Do those eyes truly belong to Dogman? Are we reading more meaning into something we shouldn't, or is the man simply playing with our intelligence? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Enjoy this beautiful footage of a lynx cat and tell us something that catches your fancy about these cats. Step into the eerie tale of Hanchurch Woods, UK, where in the chilling grasp of November 2011, a photo surfaced unveiling a spectral figure of a lady. The ghostly lady in question appears to be wearing a hat. According to the owner of the image, there was no one smoking or vaping around. And before you reach for your skepticism, the image is also said to be 100% original and untouched after being reviewed. This means that there's no digital trickery involved. Images like this make you ponder the existence of the supernatural. What's your interpretation of this ghostly apparition in Hanchurch Woods? A genuine paranormal encounter, or perhaps an optical illusion with a spooky twist? This trail camera image reveals what appears to be an alien creature in the middle of the woods, adding to the growing list of reported alien sightings around the world. The intrigue and curiosity surrounding such phenomena have become increasingly commonplace, with stories of extraterrestrial encounters becoming a familiar part of the global narrative. The image prompts contemplation on the possibility of otherworldly beings making appearances in our midst. While skeptics may attribute such sightings to various factors, the allure of the unknown continues to captivate those fascinated by mysteries beyond our understanding. What do you think of this capture, though? A potential glimpse into the realm of extraterrestrial existence, or another hoax meant to mock us, the believers in the paranormal? For our next footage, we visit Mother Russia. Take a look. What you see on your screen was actually captured by some school children who were out in the woods doing what young boys do. They expected to be alone, but unbeknownst to them, they were actually invading the space of a creature that resides in the area. From the footage, we can see it moving in the background. The young kids believed they met the Yeti, and I can't fault them for thinking so, because I was not there with them. One thing bothers me, though. The Yeti is described as having white fur, but what we see in the footage clearly does not. This leaves me conflicted. I'm currently wondering if our ideologies on the Yeti have been wrong all this while, or if the boys are simply lying so they could get some clout. What do you think? Now imagine setting up a trail camera to capture wildlife, and instead, you capture this. Did you see that? Did you see them? Those odd-looking balls of light. The man who originally posted this could not seem to make out what he'd captured. After it was up,
Sauce the boss in the building.
Sauce the boss, yo, sauce the boss, of course.
My fault. The beats is blasting. The beats is beating. We got some shit to unbox because you know we have new decks on the way. Wait, new waves for the play bay.
Back on. Who else, man? Sauce the boss, man.
Uploaded, the internet did what it does best, provide answers. What do you think that is? If you thought anything than a cat, you were extremely wrong. While it may look puzzling at first, anyone who's been around cats will recognize that those lights are nothing more than eyes belonging to cats at night. What do you think?
Okay.
Before you move on to the next clip, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment in the comment section. It goes a long way to help us produce more videos for you. Thank you very much for doing so. It means a lot. Moving back to today's episode.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Okay.
This man came across a strange-looking creature in a cave. It's said that the creature is a cave gremlin. It was a miniature being with dark, beady eyes and a mouth with teeth sticking out. Many would have run at the sight of this creature, but the man took the creature home, cooked it, and ate it. Yes, this man ate a gremlin. That is one of the most bizarre things I've ever come across on the internet. Gremlins are often considered mythical creatures with various stories and legends attributing them with magical or mischievous qualities. Eating a potential mystical or unknown creature not only disregards cultural and mythical significances, but also poses serious health risks. Who knows what kind of diseases or toxins an unknown creature might carry? If this is indeed real, do you think people should show more respect for unknown and mythical creatures, or should turning them into delicacies be the acceptable norm? Share your thoughts.
Harumnya.
While out in the woods with a friend who was attending to some dried plants, A man started filming and panning his camera around. While we can't tell why he was doing it, we do see something unusual coming into view. Running pretty fast behind a tree was this strange miniature creature. The creature wasn't very far from them and seemed to be running away from the worksite. This creature was clearly bipedal and had largely oddly shaped ears. You can't make out the rest of its features. Some suggest it's an animal known for its ability to stand on two legs, with a small primate or even a kangaroo rat. Others lean toward a more fantastical explanation, a fairy tale creature like a goblin or a forest sprite. Given the short clip, it's hard to tell, but what do you think this mysterious miniature bipedal creature with large ears could be? Let us know in the comments. Fire doesn't just form out of thin air now, does it? If you answered yes, then how do you explain this? And yes, you are looking at some sort of fiery bubble that suddenly appeared in the sky, but just as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared without a trace. What could it have been? Well, no one knows. All we have are speculations, including our very own. Some suggest it could be a secret weapon that was being tested, while others think it could be a paranormal event. There's not much information to go on with, so it's hard to prove or disprove anything. Either way, what do you think we might be dealing with? Tell us in the comment section.
Sauce the boss in the building. Sauce the boss in the building. Sauce the boss in the building. Sauce the boss in the building.
About you, and it's no one else like you is what they're getting. Positive vibes only. Shout out to King Sauce Boss in the building.
Sauce the boss, yo, Sauce the boss, of course. Simple sauce. Shout out to Sauce the boss, of course, man. Who's in the building, man? Shout out to Sauce the boss, of course, man. Who's in the building, man? Shout out to Sauce the boss, of course, man. Who's in the building, man? Shout out to Sauce the boss, of course, man. Who's in the building, man? Shout out to Sauce the boss, of course, man.